Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. Time to look at KNT Netball, and Sally Bywater is on the line with me, our correspondent for this association, after a pretty good first round of action. G'day, Sally. How's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. And yeah, one round down and great to be back.
That's it, one round down and yeah, pretty good round. So let's start with the closest game of the round. It was Border Districts beating Kingston 45-39. So a pretty good fight from Kingston. Just the 2 wins last year. Border Districts finished in the finals. So Kingston didn't get the win, but they'd have to be pretty happy with that result.
Absolutely. To go down by 6 goals to, obviously a final campaign as from the previous year's Border Districts is a fantastic effort for Kingston. And very close. They started off really well with 2 goals up at quarter time, but then, Borders fought back and were 1 goal at half time. A very low third quarter scoring-wise, with only 8-6. But, flurry of goals in the last quarter saw Border Districts over the line by 6, which was a great win for them.
So 39 goals, not enough for Kingston, and it wasn't enough for Bordertown either. They scored 39 too, 10 short of Keith's score of 49. So Keith opening up the season strongly.
Absolutely a great win here by them, and they really came out firing Keith last week and were 9 goals up at quarter time. So that was a really high scoring quarter for them in 16 goals, and very consistent over the next 3, scoring 11 goals, and Bordertown finishing very strongly, winning the last quarter by 6. So ebbs and flows, ups and downs in that game, but a great effort by both teams in their first hit out for the season.
And Kybe Bolite went down to Lucendale 49-40. Now, we were intrigued by this game. 2 of the teams from right around the middle of the table last year, both good enough on their day to beat anyone just about, and we weren't quite sure which way it would go, but Lucendale got there not quite super comfortably in the end. Looks like it was pretty tight for most of the match, but Lucendale taking home the premiership points.
Yes, these are probably 2 of the clubs that have had a lot of changes over the off-season, so very new-look side, so very unpredictable of what we're going to see, but even first quarter, even last quarter between them, 2 of them, but Lucendale just getting up in those middle 2 quarters to secure a good win in their first hit out, but I'm interested to watch these 2 over the season, how they'll progress.
And Penola, the reigning premiers, starting off with a loss, maybe a bit of a premiership hangover, going down to Mundalla 53-36. A little bit of a surprise here. I know there was some roster changeover for Penola, not quite the team that won the premiership last year, but great win from Mundalla here by the looks.
It was a real good coming out, those blocks firing Mundalla. They're going to be a good side this year. And the premiership from last year, Penola only have 2 the same in that team, so that's a big turnover of players, and I'm sure they'll get the grooves together and as the season goes on. But I think Mundalla will be right up there this year in the team to watch. And
53 goals on the board, the second highest score for the week, just trailing Naracoorte, who beat Padthaway pretty comfortably, 58-39. So solid return to the A grade for Padthaway, but not quite enough to get by Naracoorte.
Yeah, it's obviously like 39 was our score of the round, wasn't it, with 3 teams scoring?
It was, yeah.
But, great win here by Naracoorte. They shot very well in this game, and really, they're a young side, and they'll be exciting to watch this year. It's great to see Padthaway have an A-grade side, and let's hope they play some good games and string some wins together by the end of the season. But, great to have them on board, and very competitive for the rest of that game.
So an excellent first round of action in the KNT Netball Association, and a good slate coming for round 2 as well. Where are you going to be this weekend, Sally? What game are you heading out to?
I'll be heading to Lucendale this week. So, on the road, and it's one of those teams that we have been speaking about, so I'll be able to see them in action, which will be great to see. All
right, well, let's start with that game then. Lucendale are hosting Bordertown, and who do you think's going to win this one? It was a good start for Lucendale, so expecting them to keep up that form?
I think so. They had a very promising start last week. Bordertown played well most of the game, finishing off strong, so hopefully they take that momentum into this week's games. But Lucendale at home, I think, will get the edge in this game.
All right, let's go to Keith and Border Districts now. Top of last year's ladder were Keith, Border Districts 4th. Both made it into the finals, both a couple of the top teams from last year. And if I remember correctly, Border Districts were sort of on top of the ladder or in the top 2 or 3 for pretty much the whole year until right at the very end when Lucendale made a charge and Penola and Keith sort of just overtook them. So, should be a cracking game there.
Oh, absolutely. I think this will be, they're obviously 2 great competitors in this grade over the years. So we'll see a great game on Saturday. And I really do think I'm going to edge towards Border Districts in this game. Keith has still got a couple of players to come back. So they're not quite at full strength yet, but I think this will be a fantastic game. And Border District's making the trip over to Keith and play indoors might get the win, but I think it'll be a very close game and really probably nearly the game of the round.
All right, and a bit of intrigue with this one as well. Mundalla taking on Kybe Bolite. Both around the middle of the table last year. Kybe Bolite snuck into finals just ahead of Mundalla. They missed out by, I think it was only by a game or two. They were pretty close, and they started the season off with a big win. So Mundalla maybe turning their fortunes around, and a good sort of game here to see where both of these teams are at.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Battle of the Tiger Cup here. So I think it'll be a great game between these two sides, which we normally always see. And obviously, they both will be wanting to make finals this year. And I reckon they'll really be competitive. And I think this will be a great game. I will tip Mundalla in a close one, but I'm really interested to watch these two teams and see the results from this one.
Now, the Tiger Cup, that's not an official cup they're playing for, is it?
No. We'll just call it that for them. I think, one will be wearing some nice pink bibs out there so we can tell the difference between them.
Very good. Well, I think we can stick with that one moving forward, the Tiger Cup between Mundalla and Kybe. Naracoorte taking on Penola, another really intriguing game here. Naracoorte last year, pretty good against the lower teams on the ladder, not quite as strong against the finals teams. Interesting one here because we still don't really know about Penola just yet. We're not going to judge them based off last season when their team's so different, but we're not going to judge them off 1 week either. So, another one that will be really good to see where both of these teams are at for the new season.
Yes, absolutely. I think this will be a great game. And, obviously lots of changes to both these sides as well from last season, so it is hard to take a take on that. But I think after last week's results, Penola sort of had that convincing loss to Mundalla, but I think they'll come back firing this week. And Naracoorte really started well and they were really strong. So I think they'll take that momentum into this game. I think they'll get the win against Penola, but I think it'll be a great game and, lots of youth on that court, which is fantastic to see.
Lucky last, but certainly not least for round 2, Kingston taking on Padthaway. So Kingston will see if they can go a little bit better than last week. Just went down by the 6 goals. Maybe their first win for the year coming early this season, but maybe Padthaway will have something to say about that.
Yeah, I think this will be a fantastic game. Obviously two teams that normally probably near to the bottom of the ladder, but I think this will be intriguing. I think this will be some great netball play between them. I think I'll edge towards Kingston just because they're at home in this one, but again, lots of youth on this court, and I really am excited to watch these two clubs progress this year. So a fantastic game to be watched, I think, in this one.
It's an interesting time of year, the bridge between round 1 and round 2, isn't it? You get excited about the round 1 results, but at the end of the day, come finals time, they're going to mean very, very little. But nevertheless, the wins still count all the same. So it really is an interesting time of year.
Yeah, it is. And really need to get those wins on the board earlier on in the season because, as we've said, come those last 5 rounds, anything can happen. So we won't really gauge until probably after 9 or 10 rounds to see where everybody is at once they've played each other. But very exciting. And if you can win those close ones now, I think that'll help you in the long run.
All right, always good to speak with you, Sally. Thanks for coming on this evening. Good luck to everyone involved in KNT Netball this weekend. And Sally, looking forward to chatting with you next week.
Can't wait. Thank you very much.